Welcome to American Info. Finally, it has been made clear what the former guy really has in common with Judge Cannon. Before we continue, please subscribe to our channel for latest info. After the former president's term ended in 2021, the Florida federal judge who repeatedly intervened in the FBI's investigation of the former Guy Harding's use of government-owned archives has once more stepped in to support the former president's efforts to expand his understanding of the documents seized during the August 8 search of his Florida residence. On Thursday, Judge Aileen Cannon rejected a case administration plan that was proposed by Judge Raymond Dearie, a New York jurist whom she appointed as a different master. Dearie wanted to look at the more than 100 archives that were taken from the former guy's Mar-a-Lago property to see if any of them should be kept secret from the government under attorney-client or government privilege. Judge Derrick had given the former guy's lawyers the order to make a statement under oath about whether any of the files listed in an FBI inventory of what was seized from the former guy's property were planted, as the former guy has repeatedly claimed. However, Judge Cannon disagreed with him and stated that she was doing so as a result of the fact that her order appointing him as a distinct master of the case did not direct him to request such declarations. She wrote, "There shall be no separate requirement on plaintiff at this stage to lodge anti-remaining objections to the accuracy of defendant's inventory, its descriptions, or its contents prior to the evaluation of any of the seized materials, just as her previous order did. Put aside the thought of that obligation." Additionally, Judge Cannon chose to give the Trump Group more leeway to extend the complaints by extending the deadline for completion to 14 December rather than accept an expedited timeline for evaluating the documents that had been proposed by Judge Dearie. Her ruling has been criticized by legal professionals as lacking in foundation and regulation and as being biased toward the former judge who appointed her to the bench in late 2020. Andrew Weissmann, a former prosecutor who worked on the Justice Department's investigation into the former man's alleged ties to Russia during his 2016 presidential campaign, wrote that the Florida judge had messed up Judge Jerry's scheduling order, letting the former man say whether or not doctors had been planted, even though she had wanted a clear inventory of what was found. He continued, "She is such a disgrace." On Twitter, Emeritus Professor Lawrence Tribe of Harvard Law School stated that she once clearly misplaced her order. However, due to her previous injunction against the use of the categorized files seized from Mar-a-Lago 2, he also referred to her as a sideshow. The Dodgers investigation has also been ended by the 11th Circuit Court of Appeals. Steve Lady, a professor of law at the University of Texas Law School, wrote that everyone has a point before which it is difficult to consider that a specific individual is performing in exact faith. If we hadn't already been there for the job, the former president asserts that the New York Times reporter is a self-described pillar who has enjoyed widespread access to employment for the past 4 years, but his reports on Trump's domestic activities have not yet materialized. The president's claim that Ivanka Trump's and Jared Kushner's posts on Truth Social were false and pure fiction is no longer reliable. Again, start. An aspiring executive fails. Maggie Haberman, a writer for the New York Times, has published a fake book that she finds very interesting and out of date. He went on to say that Haberman was wrong and that a lot of people I know tell fake stories that don't back up the facts. He lied, for instance, about firing my daughters Jared and Ivanka. False, pure fiction.